Good morning. My name is Daniel Dodd Ramirez. I'm the Assistant Director of the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau's Office of Financial Empowerment. This financial coaching initiative is a joint partnership between my office and CFPB's Office of Service Member Affairs, led by my colleague, Holly Petraeus. We really appreciate you all joining us today for this really exciting event to launch the Financial Coaching Initiative. Before we turn the agenda over to Director Cordray and Secretary Perez, I'd like to just take a moment and thank a few key individuals and organizations. First, thank you to the Department of Labor for joining the CFPB in this important initiative. And thank you to Howard Fieldstein and his staff from Arlington Employment Center for hosting us today. Thank you to the 60 host sites from around the country. Some of them are in this room today, and others are joining us via live stream. We're grateful to you for opening your doors to us and for recognizing the value and importance of this service to your clients. Finally, thank you to the financial coaches, many of whom are here today. A lot of you are also joining via live stream. The work that you're going to undertake is so important, but we know it's not going to be easy. With that, I'd like to introduce my colleague and partner in this initiative, Holly Petraeus.
Thank you, Daniel. Like Daniel, I'm very excited to be here at the launch of our Financial Coaching Initiative. This day is the result of a collaborative effort between our two offices, the Department of Labor, a number of nonprofits, and the project contractor, the Armed Forces Services Corporation. All of us have worked together to arrive at this point, and now we look forward to seeing what our enthusiastic coaches are going to accomplish with the customers who walk through their doors. Those customers may be recently discharged veterans, or they may be those transitioning from unemployment or other financial challenges. For all of them, an opportunity for some one-on-one time with a trained and trusted financial coach could be invaluable in setting them on the road to achieve their financial goals. And now, with thanks for his enthusiastic support of this coaching project and for his encouragement to us to think big, I'd like to introduce our director, the director of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, Richard Cordray.
Thank you, Holly, and to Holly and Daniel in particular. They've worked through many obstacles and impediments to get to this day, and frankly, the most important thing for many of us is that it's well underway now, and that's a beautiful thing. So thank you all for joining us today, both those of you here in the room and those of you looking in from around the country, to announce the launch of our Financial Coaching Initiative. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau is offering coaching support to veterans and economically vulnerable consumers during critical times of transition. Veterans when they're taking off the uniform and becoming civilians, and economically vulnerable consumers as they're looking for help from social service providers and working to get on the path to financial stability and independence. Our initiative places 60 certified financial coaches at organizations around the country to provide one-on-one service to help these consumers with their financial goals. The host organizations were selected after a nationwide search. The sites are very different in terms of who they serve, the types of services they offer, and the type of community they serve. They cover rural, suburban, and urban America. We're grateful to them for opening their doors to us and making a commitment to this initiative, the first consumer education and financial literacy program to be paid for by the Consumer Bureau's Civil Penalty Fund, which are fines that are paid to us by financial institutions in the wake of enforcement actions. The sites include various nonprofits as well as Department of Labor American Job Centers, such as the one we're at today. These centers provide resources to help people find a job, critical resources, identify training programs, and gain skills in growing industries. All the nonprofit organizations still selected to host financial coaches for economically vulnerable consumers also provide services that complement financial coaching, such as job training, education, housing, and social services. Whether a veteran is transitioning to life in the civilian world or a consumer is facing economic challenges, having a trusted, well-informed advisor can increase the odds of success. Many of us may wish at times in our lives we had had such a person to help us in our own circumstances. This initiative has real promise for the roughly 250,000 service members who leave active duty every year. Indeed, the financial aspects of the transition to veteran status in civilian life are often overlooked, and Assistant Director Petraeus has brought many of them to our attention over the last several years. Although the military offers a transition assistance program to help them make a financial plan before they leave active duty, that plan may not be complete enough to help them effectively adapt to their new circumstances. Many service members went directly from school to the military, so the move to civilian life in a less structured environment poses new and different financial issues. Men and women just out of uniform can use the extra help of a financial coach to make sure their transition goes as smoothly as possible. In fact, a recent study reinforced this point, concluding that improved money management appears to be a key factor, as only makes common sense, in a veteran's successful adjustment to post-military life. The second population we're targeting is the economically vulnerable. Millions of American families are facing economic hardship, including more than 49 million people who are living below the poverty line, and more than 68 million who are financially underserved. And this is the focus of much of Daniel Dodd Ramirez and his team's in financial empowerment work at the Bureau. Because these people have limited financial resources with little or no financial buffer, even small financial decisions or surprises can have huge effects. They may have difficulty accessing credit. Indeed, as we just reported in a recent study put out by the Bureau, 26 million consumers are credit invisible, having no credit history with any of the 3 nationwide credit reporting companies. An additional 19 million Americans have credit histories containing limited or stale information that cannot be scored by major credit reporting companies. In low-income neighborhoods, almost half of the people either lack records or have records that are unscored. Economically vulnerable consumers may have limited access to mainstream financial services, which can lead them to rely heavily on higher-cost alternative financial services. Like most Americans, they usually have had little or no financial education or training. Living on the financial margin, they can derive great benefit from in-person, individualized guidance delivered at a trusted, convenient location. So this initiative will allow us to deliver financial coaching as an effective way to provide these veterans and vulnerable families with client-driven one-on-one advice and encouragement in places where they're already normally going for help. Coaching is a crucial tool to help us accomplish 3 things in the work we're doing at the Consumer Bureau. First, we are teaching, coaching, and helping people to take control of their money. Too often, money controls people, not the other way around. I'm sure we all can relate to that. We're seeking to change that. Second, we're helping consumers ask questions and get answers, which helps them better protect themselves. What is the total cost of this loan? What happens to this interest rate after the first 6 months? Is this the best way to spend my money to meet my own goals? Those are the kinds of questions that we want people to ask to better look out for their situations. Third, we're helping people develop the skills they need to prosper in the financial marketplace. For example, one of those essential skills is comparison shopping for big purchases, such as a car loan, a skill that will help consumers throughout their lives. From time to time, we all need some trusted guidance when it comes to our ability to make good decisions that make the best of our financial situations. For the tens of thousands of people who are going to be served by this initiative, it could mean the difference between disastrous financial problems and a successful transition to a financially stable life. So we're thankful to everyone who's involved in this initiative, and we look forward to hearing about your success stories. And now I'd like to introduce my friend Tom Perez, who first worked with us when he was head of the Civil Rights Division in the Justice Department and now currently serves as the Secretary of Labor. Under his leadership, the Department of Labor has generously offered space for our program in 40 of their American job centers, which is helping enormously to make this initiative happen. So we're grateful to the Secretary and his great team for their collaborative support on this project and for our shared vision of financial markets and an overall economy that works for the benefit of all American consumers. Secretary Perez.
Good morning. It is an honor to be here today. And Howard, thank you for opening up this wonderful American Job Center and for hosting us. And to your dedicated staff, thank you for the work you do day in and day out. Together, we are Match.com. We help job seekers who want to punch their ticket to the middle class connect with employers who want to grow their business. And we use the secret sauce of training and partnership to make it work. We're all in this together, and it's always an honor to be here. It's always an honor to be with my good friend, Rich Cordray. We have worked together on a number of issues over a number of years, and I cannot think of somebody better suited to be the first director of this most important agency. And I know of few people that I can think of other than Holly Petraeus, who have done more for service members and their families. It's been an unmitigated privilege working with you, whether I was at DOJ and we were helping service members who were wrongfully foreclosed or had lost their card or repossession wrongfully. We've worked to make sure that the credit card debt is dealt with because there were some problems in that space as well, and you were always in the center of it. And this is your DNA. And so I've learned so much from you, and our partnership, whether it's DOJ, whether it's DOL, whether it's anywhere, you got game. And I want to say thank you. And the gentleman to your right has game as well. And the Bureau is well served by the remarkable senior leadership that you have and the commitment. And, you know, I really believe that government works best when we leverage our strengths, when we implode our stovepipes, and when we recognize that the veterans' challenges cut across many agencies, and there can be no wrong door for a veteran entering, seeking service. And that's why I think holding this event today here is so appropriate, because we're very proud, and I know I speak for Howard in saying we're very proud to open our doors and lend our resources to this effort, because this is going to help returning veterans and others get the tools that they need to secure their financial future. We have roughly 2,500 American Job Centers across this country, communities everywhere, urban, suburban, rural. And they provide a single access point where job seekers can get all the services they need to get back to work, whether it's job leads, whether it's resume assistance, whether it's career counseling, whether it's access to training. And now we have a new tool, another tool in our toolbox in 40 selected sites, financial coaching as well. This is so critically important as people try to punch their ticket to the middle class, because the AJC network provides and combines the resources of several federal agencies. It's free of charge. It's staffed by remarkable professionals that I had the privilege of meeting here this morning, and I travel across the country. And I know during the Great Recession, you were the nation's emergency rooms for job seekers. The millions of people that you served day in and day out, and did so with such remarkable success. Nobody gets rich in this job, or if you are, we need to refer you to the IG. But you do this work because you know the non-monetary rewards are priceless. And everywhere I go, I ask the same question when I'm at an American Job Center. What do you like most about your job? And it's when you help someone succeed. There's nothing, the dignity of work is something that you know very well. And we also take the job seeker where we find him or her. Some people simply need a little help with their resume. Others need the help of a dedicated DVOP. There's so many acronyms that we use, but you're doing fantastic work helping. William helps disabled veterans who need a leg up and need a hand, and he does great work. And there are so many others across the country. And by the way, the hiring of veterans is something that is an all-hands-on-deck enterprise. And the First Lady has led the Joining Forces initiative. We've worked very closely with all of the agencies. And what I hear from employers all the time is in hiring veterans was in our enlightened self-interest, because every time we hire a veteran, we see that they have the remarkable qualities, the hard skills that we need in our job, and the equally essential life skills, the leadership, the punctuality, the resilience, the teamwork, understanding what DEFCON 1 means, and problem solving, all those essential skills to success. And that is why the work that we're doing is really an all-hands-on-deck enterprise. And that is why we also give gold card service to veterans coming in, because we're making a value statement. You have given so much to us. You're coming to the front of the line when you come to the American Job Center, because we want to make sure that your life will continue seamlessly. And I want to thank all of the folks in this room who are helping to make sure that our veterans have that transition, because it is so important. And we continue in the world of what I call continuous quality improvement. We've worked together with so many people in this room on the Transition Assistance Program, making it better and better, learning from the experiences, making sure that prior to their separation from the military, service members and their spouses and families get the advice they need. And as Director Cordray pointed out, the Transition Assistance Program does talk about financial issues, but there's so many things coming at a service member when you're in that program that it's hard to digest it. So the notion that you're going to internalize those lessons is sometimes an unrealistic expectation. And that's why this program is so important. And at 40 American Job Centers across this country, from here in Arlington all the way to Honolulu, and I'll be in Hawaii in July. I think I'm gonna visit that one. From Omaha to Orlando to Cleveland to Colorado Springs, we have a new tool in our toolbox. And thanks to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, we have a tool in our toolbox, and we'll be able to better serve veterans when they come in by providing them with a credentialed financial coach who has understanding of the veteran community, military families, and the challenges that they face. When I was speaking to Kira, yeah, I think that, Kira is a military spouse. So this isn't simply a vocation for her, it is an avocation. And the coaches that we're bringing to the table, it's an avocation for all of them. And the knowledge that you bring is going to be invaluable to the people that we seek to help, because you've been to the movie. And so you can help direct the movie now as we move forward. And this initiative is really, as I mentioned, a perfect example of the kind of collaboration we are forging throughout the federal government, and in partnership with state and local governments, and in partnership with our nonprofit partners across the country. As the director correctly points out, we are one site, but not the only site. And we will certainly be working with the other sites to compare our experiences and to learn from those experiences and to get even better as we move forward. And the serving of veterans is this holistic enterprise that has required making sure that the left hand knows what the right hand is doing. And I'm proud to say that we have imploded many stovepipes, and we continue to do so in the service of veterans. And the proof is in the pudding. We're getting more veterans to work than ever before, and we're continuing that effort, and we're learning from our experiences. We have more employers than ever before, and who are involved, because word of mouth is one of our biggest marketing tools. And employers are telling employers that it's a great idea to hire veterans. I'm very proud of the fact that we have one of the most robust hiring records of veterans at the Department of Labor. So we're practicing what we preach at the Department of Labor. And we recognize that the challenges of veterans are not VA challenges, they're not Labor Department challenges, they're not CFPB challenges, they're not the Department of Housing and Urban Development challenges. They are just challenges. And it's up to all of us to come together. And that is what we are doing here today. And so I want to say to you, Director Cordray, thank you again. He is one of the most forward-leaning and visionary leaders I have had the privilege of working with in my career. He is, again, at the forefront of helping us to help our veterans punch their ticket to the middle class. This is what this is about. This is about the people that we serve. How can we do more? I analogize our work here to apps on an iPhone. You know, for veterans, we need to continue to develop more apps on our iPhone. So we work with homeless veterans. We have an app for that, and we've helped many homeless veterans address their issues. Veterans with disabilities, we've been able to help because we have an app for that. And today, we have a new app to help veterans and their families to make sure that as they seek the financial self-sufficiency that is the linchpin of the middle class, that they have help, they have a coach, and with that coach will come success. So thank you for this partnership, Director. Thank you for your leadership, and thank you for your coaching. And to all the other coaches who are here or perhaps are listening, thank you for your work. And to all the people who work in American Job Centers, whether it's here in Arlington or anywhere across the country, you do God's work, and you do it so well, and we're so grateful for the service you provide. And for those people who are looking for a job, we're looking with you, and we're helping you, and we are going to help you. There are 5 million openings right now, and we're going to find the one that works for you. So thank you very much, and thank you for having me.